Good morning, everyone. We are Group 22, and our topic are bioscience technology, agriculture, biotechnology. And what is agriculture biotechnology? It is a technology by using the scientific, technical, and tools in the agriculture like genetic engineering, tissue culture, and molecular marker in order to modify the living organism for the specific agriculture use to improve agriculture productivity like increase crop yields, enhance nutrient composition, and also the food quality. For a history, Malaysia has around 4.06 million hectares of the agricultural lands distributed throughout the 14th stage. In 1960, agriculture sector contributed 44% to the Malaysia gross domestic product, which stands for GDP, mainly from the rubber. But the contribution of the agriculture sector in GDP was shrinking over time since 1960 until present. The rapid expansion of the oil palm in 1960 was encouraged by the Malaysian government, which recognized its potential as complementary crop to the rubber. The main palm product export until the 1970s was crude palm oil, which stands for GPO. At that time, taxation and incentive policy were introduced to encourage the export of the refined palm product. Government of Malaysia in 1984 decided to transfer the country from an agricultural country to an industry country. In 1990, due to the climate change, several agricultural factors such as yield and the value of crop are changing that influence the sustainability of the agriculture. Due to high greenhouse gases emission, average temperature rise, and the warmer temperature will cause a rise in sea level. The change in rainfall may fluctuate from about -30% to positive 30%. This change will reduce the crop yields and is prone to drought in many areas. In 2010, biotech developed rapidly in Malaysia due to a lot of benefit like increased crop yields and food quality.
The benefits of the agricultural biotechnology. The first one is to improve the crop quality. Virus-resistant plants are developed with the immunity against virus. Transgenic plants are generated with resistance towards plant disease. Chemical and physical resistance of crops can be increased. Crops produced are with the nutritional improvement and carry potential health benefits. Biosynthesis of bioactive compounds can also be manipulated. From the economic aspect, agricultural biotechnology such as CRISPR genome editing that increase the plant resistance against viral infections can overcome the problem of reduction of global yield. Crop and consumers' rights can be protected. Agricultural biotechnology such as DNA fingerprinting can detect adulteration in plant-based food and drug. This helps in varietal purity assessment, hence will help to control the marketing of fake and impure seeds. It is easier and faster for plant breeders in crop production. Biotechnology such as DNA fingerprinting and genetic profiling of the breeding material help plant breeders to design the crossing plant for exploitation of maximum heterosis. Plant breeders can easily access DNA fingerprint data and genetic analysis results via a database called Plant International DNA Fingerprinting System. Agricultural biotechnology also contribute in environmental sustainability. Development of transgenic plants reduce the use of pesticides. Besides, the conventional method to impart hoppy flavor to beer, which consume a large amount of water, can be replaced. Next will be the government ministries and agencies involved in the development of agricultural biotechnology. Malaysian Bioeconomy Corporation provide the advisory service for bio-based and life science companies. They provide market-assisted selection platform that help breeders to increase the selection efficiency. They also provide bioshopping for commercialization of natural-based products. National Institute of Biotechnology determine the priorities and directions for research and development operations, and also prepare for the commercializations of R&D outputs. Malaysian Agricultural Research and Development Institute implement the agro-technology transfer to enable agripreneurs from small and medium-sized enterprises to compete in the international market.
Next, I'll proceed with university and industry that involved in agricultural biotechnology. First is University of Malaya, which owns an agricultural biotechnology research center known as SEBA. From the year of establishment in 2005 until now, SEBA researchers had produced 114 publications, 31 research highlights with 10 patents, and have won a silver award during the Virtual Innovation Competition in 2020. The second one is University Putra Malaysia, which owns an official journal known as Botanical Journal of Tropical Agricultural Science. In addition, UPM has a moving vehicles concept known as Putra Outreach Clinic with diagnostic equipment and agricultural specialist clinic. Farm services, for instance, insect-proof shelter, goat-slatted pen, broiler and layer poultry coops are also available in UPM. The third one is University Kebangsaan Malaysia, which invented UKM RC9, also known as Primera Red Rice, after 7 years of research cooperation with MADI. In addition, Primera Red Rice has high gamma-aminobutyric acid level that can stimulate motor learning and subconscious motor control. Primera Red Rice also has resistant starch that assists in diabetes control, which is beneficial to colonic health. Next, we'll move on to industry that involve in agricultural biotechnology. First one is Simdarby plantation, which invented genome research to produce higher yielding seeds, geospatial mapping to provide greater operational precision, satellite imaging to detect presence of disease, and digital technology to control the rhinoceros beetle pest. The second one is Greenwood Genetic, which has clean seed production to extend the shelf life of hybrid seed, marker-assistant technology to detect DNA sequence of seed, plant house to regulate the temperature and prevent tiny insect. The third one would be Altec Biotechnology, which has feed digestibility testing to troubleshoot ration problem quickly through check effective screening method for novel diet formulation and crop science for better resistance to environmental stress.
Now I'm going to talk about the examples of how agricultural technology plays a role in sustainable development. Before that, we need to understand what is Sustainable Development Goal. Sustainable Development Goal, which is also known as the Global Goals, are actually a collection of 70 interlinked global goals that are needed to be achieved in order to produce a better and more sustainable future for everyone. Now we are going to see some related goals to agricultural biotechnology. First of all, the first goal is no poverty. Agriculture biotechnology can help the subsistence farmers and also provide solutions to counter poverty and hunger. For instance, biotechnology eggplant varieties can increase the crop yields and hence triple the normal incomes of the farmers. In India, genetically modified cotton is insect resistant, also yielded 50% gain in profit, and due to this, it raises 80% of those farmers' income. Because of this, Malaysia government sees agriculture biotechnology as a potential to increase productivity of the agriculture sector. Next, the second goal is zero hunger. With the increasing of populations, we are more concerned with our agricultural resources, right? Through agriculture biotechnology, we can actually produce healthier and productive crops, reduce food waste, and improve child nutrition. In producing healthier and productive crops, biotechnology derived papaya that is resistant towards the PRS virus can improve the post-harvest qualities of it. And CRISPR-modified cacao plant is resistant towards mealybugs can increase its yield from extinctions. In addition, examples to reduce food waste got GM, white butter mushroom, apples, and potatoes to prolong their browning and hence reduce food waste. The most better one is child nutrition improvement. This can be seen from the golden rice in the Philippines that has been edited to produce keratin and also the GM soybean in Malaysia to produce more stearitonic acid and also the oleic acid. Thirdly, the goal that is related is the clean energy. Currently, there are more and more countries are increasingly using biofuel as source of energy as it is renewable and clean energy. Through agriculture biotechnology, we can boost the selections of varieties that are suitable for these biofuel productions. Malaysia intends to implement its nationwide adoption of B20 palm oil biofuel program, which can provide clean energy using the palm oil. Lastly, the fourth goal is climate change. GM crops can produce less greenhouse gas, which is accountable for the global warming effect and also the climate changes. GM crops that are pest resistant will use less fossil fuels that can cause global warming effect by producing CO2. In 2014, 5.2 billion pounds of atmospheric carbon dioxide emissions were reduced through GM crops. Not only that, some paddies that is common to us also are genetically modified using CRISPR technique to produce less methane gas, which is the second greenhouse gas after the CO2.
However, despite agricultural biotechnology is rapidly advancing, we must realize that this potential industry faces many challenges that can hinder its progress. For this part, we will mainly focus on three parts, which are R&D, social, and economy. Basically, there are four challenges in the R&D. The first challenge is the poor funding. In fact, biotechnology needs high input of finance. Due to the poor funding, our country generally lacks R&D facilities, commercialization skills, and entrepreneurial expertise to embark on a full-scale biotechnology commercializations. The second challenge is that there is no clear policy about the biotechnology. Although Malaysia has guidelines for research on the GMOs, the biosafety bill, which will allow commercialization of the GM products, is yet to be passed by the parliament. The next challenge is that there is inadequate human resources and expertise. For your information, the number of researchers that had a biotechnology background is estimated to be less than 0.6%, and this is significantly insufficient to support the R&D in our country. Besides, the next challenge is the research priority. Most of the biotech crops currently developed and commercialized globally are not suited for the Malaysia climate landscape and the availability of the land. This means that we need to develop our own biotech crops. However, unfortunately, most of the projects in Malaysia were abandoned halfway for several reasons. Next, we will focus on the public acceptance. There is a strong need to create understanding of biotechnology among all key stakeholders, such as the scientists, politicians, farmers, and the general public. The first problem is the safety problems. GMF has raised opposition and concerns among the society, especially from the consumer associations. The public is having inconfidence towards the safety assessment of the biotechnology products. The second problem is the ethical issues. The uses of certain transgenic organisms, including the transfer of the human genes to food animals, are assumed unethical. Besides, Muslims are not allowed to consume the genetically modified food containing pig DNA and unslaughtered animals. Last, we will focus on the economy. Oil palm is one of the largest contributors to our country's economy. However, there's a generally reduced demand for the oil palms, especially in Europe. At the same time, the growing threats arising from the climate change and biotic factors could impact crop performance in unpredictable ways. Both of these will result in the economy loss.
What are the recommendations on how Malaysia should move forward in the field of agricultural biotechnology? Next, one of the key factors that contributes towards the success of the agricultural biotechnology industry is the availability of venture capital funding. Government should provide an allocation to support the development of physical and soft infrastructure in the local biotechnology industry. Next, biotech activities will naturally take place around centers that have a good connection with research institutes and universities. Upgrading of existing facilities and encouraging researchers through government support are needed. A critical mass of highly qualified agricultural biotechnology graduates is needed for improvement in agricultural biotechnology. Malaysia government should continue its role in promoting the biotechnology industry to attract more local and foreign investments. Those create employment opportunities and strengthen the biotechnology ecosystem. Next, the application of biotechnology is believed to sustain agriculture for the benefit of the people. Government should make the most efficient use of non-renewable resource on farm resource. It will help to enhance environmental quality and sustain the economic viability of farm operations. Last, the Malaysian government should improve the technique of genetic engineering that has the potential to increase production and productivity in the agricultural sector. However, government should make proper legal frameworks for gene editing. Next, in conclusion, agricultural biotechnology has made important contributions to scientific and technological advancements. Biotechnology is predicted to increase social and economic development by discovering the value of Malaysia's natural resource and human capital talent. Thus, Malaysia should explore biotechnology as viable means of achieving economic gains. It is hoped that Malaysia can gain its competitiveness in worldview through the application of biotechnology in agricultural sector. That's all for our growth presentation. Thank you.